But what I notice about your writing is quite often then there are subliminal almost, it's like, we need to hear from we need to hear more from women. Women need a voice in our culture. And it's almost like woven throughout everything you write is
Mm-hmm.
about gender inequality. And I'm wondering if you'd like to say something about that relative to the big picture here.
Whew, that's a big one.
Well,
Yeah, I
it's one
mean,
of my interests.
I mean, how could it not be if you're a woman
Right.
in this culture? Yeah, I've been researching and studying women's history uh, for most of my life, and that stems from also being studying religious history and trying to understand, women's role in religion, and how that all plays out. And then you have these experiences. So I was a single mother um, for like 8 years until I got married. So like I didn't have a man to rely on. So I had to work. I had to do, I had to be the breadwinner. And that energy, continued throughout my life, even when I was married and had more kids. I experienced so much misogyny throughout that time. And I was also like, I'm not a PhD psychotherapist, but I also love learning about watching people and learning. And, um, what I noticed is that sometimes we women are our own worst enemies, and we have a lot more power than we think we have. And we're always we've been taught, especially at, our ages, to be nice, to wait for permission, to not offend people. Men don't have those rules placed on them. They have other issues. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just as confining. But I really early on realized, oh, how we are treating women in this society is how we're treating nature. And neither of them are really valued in our economic system.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem. And that's something I am committed to exploring, exposing, communicating about, and hoping to shift the understanding about that.
Right.
But it starts with each of us
Right.
owning our power, speaking up, not waiting for permission,
Mm-hmm.
and not caring what anybody else thinks.